All right, YouTube. Let's get right into this story. All right, so this is about the time I had a meeting at my job, and I said something I maybe shouldn't have, right? So, this is the job I currently work at. I started working there since September. Basically, I do the advertising for some progressive Protestant church that's not too far away from me. So I'm at kind of a higher position in that church because of like the whole public image uh and advertising. So there was a time where we had a staff meeting, but it was like a higher up kind of staff meeting. It wasn't the average kind of one, right? So I went into the meeting and people were just like starting to gather there and starting to arrive. And I slurred my words on what I asked right when I entered. So the only two people who were there so far was one lady who's like about my level or a little lower than me in regards to position. And then there was one of my highest bosses. She's like the top three highest bosses there. And mind you, this is more so of an older generation. Most of my coworkers, older in the sense 60 and older. So when it comes to profanity or any not so good language, it would seem that it would be quite out of place in comparison to if I had coworkers that were similar to my age. I'm 24. So what happened was I walked in, they were both there, and I asked, I slurred my words and said, "Is there anywhere in particular I should shit?" I meant to say sit. So I didn't say that out loud. I meant to say sit. I accidentally didn't fully realize that I slurred my words like that. And immediately, the one who was about my position, level or lower, said, "You mean sit?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah." And yeah, they let it slide and seemed fine or whatever. I ended up realizing over time that a number of the staff members, like, that are even like that high of like bosses, do swear here and there, literally at the church. So it's not a big deal. But at the time, it was pretty horrifying because it was like more so towards the beginning when I was working there. It was like probably a couple months after starting working there, that meeting. So that was that story. Nothing too special, but it was interesting. Check out my other stories. There's a lot more intense, cringe, lit stuff. All right. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.